Welcome to another episode of AI Product Leader. Every week we shine a light on what it really takes to join the AI world. Real conversations with real AI builders, founders, product leaders, AI experts, technologists, and everything in between to understand where the world of AI is right now and what that path looks like, whether you're building AI products or an AI career. Have a question or topic? Email us at support@AI Career Boost to join the conversation. I'm your host, Polly Allen. I'm the founder of AI Career Boost, where I spend my time helping product managers and leaders navigate the world of AI and transition into AI leadership roles. I've spent my career in both product management and software development worlds, and I'm an ex-Alexa AI principal product manager where I successfully launched the very first generative AI answers on Alexa back in 2020. I'm a top 100 Women of the Future winner, and I love talking about AI and people's career paths in the space. Particularly today, I have the distinct honor to introduce, to have a guest that needs no introduction for many of you, Dr. Nika. Thanks so much for joining us today, Marilee. I wanted to provide a little bit of context on you. So Marilee is a visionary leader at the forefront of AI and product innovation, a pioneer in establishing the discipline of AI product management. From her current role as the Gen AI product lead for Google Assistant natural language processing to former roles working on leading initiatives like Speech AI for Google's voice assistant, Google Glass, and AI avatars at Meta, Dr. Nika brings a wealth of experience pushing boundaries of AI applications in consumer technology. And beyond her professional achievements, Dr. Nika is passionate about educating and advocating for AI product management and diversity in the space. She's founded the AI Product Academy and is serving as an executive fellow at Harvard Business School, where she shares her expertise in AI product management. Her commitment to fostering diversity in tech is evident through her numerous volunteer roles, including her work with Lean In Women in Tech Greece, Wonder Women in Tech Foundation, and as the co-founder of Greek Women Do Tech. Dr. Nika's unique blend of technical prowess, product acumen, and dedication to empowering others makes her a true luminary in the field of AI product management. Thank you so much for joining us today, Dr. Nika. I'm so pleased that you were willing to come on the podcast.
Wow, thank you so much. Yes. I was gonna say, oh, okay. Thank you so much for having me, Polly. It's great to be here. I love that you mentioned that, my mission is to establish, the AI product management field, and it's great to see other leaders in the space with, similar missions because it's just so important, right? I've always said that all product managers in the future will be AI product managers, and I'm strongly advocating for this. And initiatives like this podcast are really, really helping make this a reality.
Fantastic. Yeah. And one of the missions here, too, is to make careers accessible for as many people as possible in AI. And you've done so much in that space in terms of whether it's sharing your knowledge as a fellow at the Harvard Business School or founding the AI Product Academy. You've also volunteered for Women in Tech and a diverse array of initiatives as well. So I think it's really exciting to have someone with your background in this space for so long has been working to make these careers not only that you're working at the forefront of this, but you're sharing your trip along the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fantastic. Well, I'd love to kick off just by discussing how you first got into AI. And that's a broad topic, but I know you started very early in terms of your career started as a data scientist and with a data science background, but I'd love to hear how you got interested in the first place.
Yeah, that sounds good. Well, I was doing it before it was cool, just like I like to say. I did a master's 10 plus years ago in computing science. And, as part of the master's, you had to select, a module as part of the course. And, there was a list of 10 modules and one was AI. But it's interesting that AI was the only one that still had spots open because everything else was booked out, like bioinformatics and fintech was kind of the cool thing at the time. So I saw that, and I love computer games, and it was heavily focused on AI, for chess and this sort of thing. And I did it, and I just loved it. And I said, okay, I don't know what's happening, but this is what I want to do. So the master's turned into a PhD in machine learning, and I got to dive into this a bit more, but never did I never thought I'd end up following and pursuing a career where AI is so prevalent. After graduating from my PhD, I joined Google, and it was the Google speech team. Back then, there was the technology to convert sound into text, so to transcribe audio. And, I was kind of thrown in there, involved in so many different initiatives, starting from like data collection to understanding kind of the linguistics aspects. creating scripts to just move data around and clean data. And then, eventually there was this question where this whole thing became a zero to one product where it was like, okay, what do we do with this? Who's going to consume it? How are they going to consume it? And there was kind of the first PM team that was formed, and I just loved being a part of this. And we created what's now the Google Assistant, and of course that was a small tiny piece of this. But yeah, I think I was just very very lucky to be thrown into something that ended up becoming so big. And it was an AI product manager, and I didn't know since 2013. I think I realized 3 years in my career that not everyone deals with the same challenges that AI brings in the table. And that's when I realized, oh, okay, wait, that's something unique. Like more people should learn about this because this is the future. Everyone will be the AI product manager. But yeah, that's kind of how I found my journey there, and I've been loving every second of it.
Every second of it. That's amazing. Now, I'd love to hear more too about how you think about 0 to 1 products versus kind of growth. Have you generally focused on 0 to 1 initiatives and teams? Is that your favorite?
Yeah, that has been my focus, zero to one, and kind of hypothesis and pivoting fast, and having teams where this experimental culture is kind of all over. I've been in teams where, of course, we're going from one to n or n to God knows where. But yeah, zero to one, I think, is where the challenge
Is
is at.
where your heart lies.
Correct.
So, the other piece you have in your background is you came in as a PhD in data science. How did you navigate or think about that transition from do I want to be a data scientist? Do I want to work specifically coding or do I want to be on the product side?
So when I graduated, I had no idea what product was
Mm,
about. Like
yeah.
I had literally never heard of it before, which I feel is so wrong to have students not knowing the different paths they can take,
Yeah.
right? So I had no idea what it was, and I was a data science intern at Facebook in London. And that's when I first came across product managers. And in
Hmm.
the beginning, I was kind of like, wait, so do you need a business degree to go there? Do you need an MBA? Like, what's happening? And then I met more people with technical backgrounds kind of converting to PM.
Yeah.
And I had it in the back of my head that this could be something interesting. So I joined Google. I was not a product manager, but Google is amazing because it has a internal PM rotation program where you
Hmm.
can rotate for like 6 months or a year to up to 100% of your time. And if it's a fit for you and if it's a fit for the team, and if there is a headcount, you interview for that role. Um, so it was great because I got to try it out. I immediately said, okay, this is it. And I converted and I became
You knew right
a
away.
PM.
You were
Yes,
like, this is,
I knew right away. I knew right away, and it's a role that's very difficult to explain to folks. But once you experience it, you kind of can't go back. I think it's really good.
what do you think it was that you knew right away? What was the moment that you were like, this is, forget all this data science stuff for a while?
I think it's the fact that I'm such an extrovert, and I gain energy by like being with people and discussing and presenting my ideas and putting kind of I don't know, putting everyone in the room and brainstorming and prioritizing this and figuring out if that makes sense, yes or no. It's like the strategy behind it, but also having the technical depth is very, very helpful. So it's kind of, being a producer, if you will, of the next awesome thing that you can bring to the users.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. I always think of explaining product manager like literally you manage whatever comes up. Like problems are thrown at you and you manage them. It's kind of the breadth of explanation because so many different things can come up when you wear so many different hats, right?
Yeah, correct.
Exactly. Speaking of technical depth, I was wondering, is it necessary? I get this question a lot. How necessary is a really deep technical background for product management when working on AI projects?
Um, so deep technical background. What's important in is having technical awareness and understanding, just how things work, how models are trained, the challenges, the tricks, how it's different than regular product management. Do you need to train models yourself and understand, and actually write code? No. If you do it, of course, it's helpful. However, me personally, it did not help me because when I became a PM, I had to forget a lot of the things I knew. And it took a while to kind of dial back up to the right level, if you will. That's not too deep, but also that's not too high. So yeah, technical awareness, being able to have a technical conversation that inspires influence, if you will, with your stakeholders, also very, very important. But you don't need a PhD, and you don't need a computer science degree, and you don't need an MBA. You need like you can learn these things no matter the background, and that's the beauty of it. I work with people that have studied, I don't know, like biology, marine science, and uh, they're all brilliant PMs bringing in something different to the table that's ultimately there to represent people that are different, because users, are so diverse, and so on.
Fantastic. I completely agree. I think there's an overblown idea that you need to have this very deep technical background when that isn't the most useful thing. But you do need some technical acumen and awareness to be a good collaborator on a team like that, right? Oh, fantastic. Well, you worked on so many marquee projects that we all know, like the Google Assistant, like Google Glass. Do you have any favorites, any particular AI projects that have been the most interesting or the most fun to work on?
Um, yeah, I think I was every time I made a move or joined the team, it was because obviously I love the company, but primarily I love the team and the project and the work. I mean, there were amazing things like working on Google's new AR glass, and I was leading AI experiences for health and wellness. So that was a complete zero to one product, and it was very, very exciting. All the way to working on, you know, at Meta, I was working on codec avatars, which is kind of a photorealistic representation in the metaverse. Yeah, I don't think I can exclude one, but I'll say that every single time I was so into it and so excited, and it's kind of what has kept me going. I just love this profession and I loved all these teams, and it's all been great. Like if you told me go back to work on the XYZ, I would go to any of my previous projects.
Oh, that's a great feeling to have about your previous projects. You would go back in a second. So, what about challenges? You mentioned challenges specific to AI. Can you think of a time there was a challenge that you were like, this is very specific to an AI project that I'm working on?
Well, there are many challenges. Okay, challenge number one is you're kind of headed towards somewhere that maybe no one else in the industry has attempted something before. You have no idea if it's going to be a success. You're hoping, you're de-risking in every possible way. You make a bunch of hypotheses and you're trying to convince everyone around you to believe in you and invest in this. So that's another challenge. Having this experimental culture is another challenge because a lot of people might be a bit uncomfortable, might not understand how I don't know how their career trajectory is going to work in something that might pivot. So it's this type of challenges that you do need the experience in order to be able to navigate. But I will say it's not for everyone. It's not straightforward, and there are lows, but there are ups as well. So it's no day is boring. It's highly volatile, let's say, world. But it's for me personally, it's been great.
Who would you say it's not for? Is there anyone it's not for?
I've met people that really want kind of a roadmap that doesn't change much, and that they would. I guess it's similar to the whole zero to one or one to one side of things, where if it's one to one, you already have users, you have found your product market fit, and you're kind of headed towards a specific road. But zero to one, you may just change pivot so many times that you may end up killing entire product lines if hardware is involved. So it depends on how accepting you are to this type of change and uncertainty. I will say that earlier in my career, I think I was a bit more fine with changing everything. Now I'm more okay. I'm investing and I'm bonding with my products, so it's kind of more. Let's do everything we can to minimize risk.
Risk, exactly. I know I've always found it really frustrating to try to explain to teams or leadership that isn't ready that idea of like we're going to try to solve this problem, but we may not. I can't even tell you the date. I can tell you that it might not work, and getting used to being in that situation of kind of breaking that news to them and getting their buy-in despite that has always been one of the hardest things I've found for sure. Can you tell us a little more about your current role? So you're working at generative AI at Google, of the assistant. I don't know how much you can reveal, but if I'd love to hear more about the kind of projects you're doing there.
Yeah, sounds good. So I'm back to the Google Assistant, and there was recently a blog post about this. The title was "Your Smart Home is Getting Smarter with Help from Gemini." So there's kind of this big effort to leverage Gemini models and make communal devices smarter. And there are some pretty cool use cases that you'll be able to see in that post, which is like um, being able to search your camera history, for example. Say, hey, what time did the kids come to the house? Where do they live? This sort of thing that is really taking these communal devices to the next level. And from a challenge perspective, this has been, there's so many people involved. I'm, only a small part of it, but I'm just so excited about the future of a product we are so familiar with on how it can be transformed with the use of LLMs.
Oh, fantastic. So, with the rising popularity with LLMs, so many people are eager to figure out how they can work in this space, build products in this space. How would you recommend people get started if they're interested in a career working with AI?
Very good question. I've actually founded an AI product academy, and I teach folks. I have my signature AI product bootcamp, and this has like different phases in it, but I certify people. I teach them everything they need to do about building AI products, or if they're already, they know the bases. I have the basics. I have an advanced version of it as well. So,
Oh, fantastic. Awesome. Do you have any other suggestions of how people can just get their hands dirty or start getting hands on with this?
I guess people need to stop being afraid of this whole AI and just starting to try out a few things. I actually have a great email course that's for free coming up on my newsletter, and people can check it out. It's at merrily.substack.com. And this provides some tangible ways that they can use AI tools that can help them get started with AI.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
Oh, it's a fantastic way. I love an email course because people kind of get a drip of it a little bit at a time. I hear so often that people feel there's so much information, it's really overwhelming. It's nice to have that structure.
absolutely.
Exactly. Oh, fantastic. Awesome. And so if you were to boil down your advice into one sentence for people who are just starting out looking at careers in AI, what would that one sentence be?
Just do it. Like you'll never be ready. You'll never have all the facts. You'll never know which part of it is for you. So honestly, just get to it and you will find your way as long as you're not afraid of moving fast and just trying things out and see what sticks.
Oh, fantastic. I love that. That's such great advice.
Yeah.
Do you use AI personally in your own day to day?
Oh my God, every single time. Yeah, every single day. I use Gemini and Claude and ChatGPT and all these other little tools. It's really, it has changed my life in so many ways, whether it's a LinkedIn posts or um, like a way for me to explain something to my kids that, is the best possible way. Like when my kid is like, hey, why is the sky blue? And, I want to explain to her the facts, but also I have no idea exactly, how to translate that for a 4-year-old. So yeah, it's been really, really helpful in so many ways in my life.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, the use cases are really exploding out there. Fantastic. And I'd love to finish off with how do you see AI is impacting the field of product management? You spoke of every product manager being an AI product manager. Are people using AI in product management to do the tool, to, do the work itself as opposed to working on AI products? And do you see that trend continuing?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So there's AI product management, which is working with models yourself, and then there is AI for product management, which is what tools can I use to make me a better product manager, regardless of what I'm working on. And this is kind of, it feels more of a luxury now to use these, but eventually, if you don't use them, you're just not gonna be able to perform as well as other people. So it's gonna be a necessity, and I think we're kind of almost there. So it's absolutely a necessity, and there are so many tools we haven't even discovered yet. So that's why I say roll up your sleeves, try it out. There's just so much out there for everyone.
For sure. Get your hands dirty. Great advice. Excellent. Well, we only have time for one more segment, and that is plug. So, Marilyn, Marilee. Do you have anything you want to plug this week?
Yeah, sounds good. So I have a new cohort coming up for my Building AI Products 101, for my Advanced AI Product Management, or for my signature bootcamp, which is called AI Product Bootcamp. You can find it on Maven, or just reach out on LinkedIn, or just follow my Substack, and you'll find all the information there.
Fantastic. What's the URL for that Substack again?
Marilee.substack.com.
Amazing. Awesome. So be sure to give Marilee a follow for all of your product management for AI needs and knowledge. From my side, I'd love to plug we have an upcoming masterclass. I do a free masterclass on the path to AI product manager, and that we review the skills and the knowledge that you need to successfully lead and manage AI projects. So we're coming up with that next month. So do check it out at aicareerboost.com. Be sure to register. And that's been another episode of AI Product Leader. Thanks again so much for joining us, Marilee. It's
Thank
really been a
you.
pleasure to have you on.
My pleasure.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing.